Welcome back to the Good Girl Box. I'm your host, Karen, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. This podcast is all about breaking free from the good girl box and reclaiming the life that feels true to who you are. Today, we're diving into a powerful, transformative topic: how to stop attracting the wrong people into our lives just because they feel familiar. We're going to explore how these patterns start, how to take responsibility for breaking them, and how to heal from those old wounds. If you've ever found yourself in relationships that just don't serve you, but you can't quite figure out why you keep ending up there, this episode is for you. Let's start with a hard truth. Sometimes we're drawn to the wrong people because it feels familiar. There's a part of us that seeks out what we know, even if it's unhealthy or painful, because it feels like home. And that feeling can become a kind of addiction, a pull toward what's comfortable, even if it doesn't actually serve us. It's easy to blame the other person or our past, but true healing starts with taking responsibility for our own patterns. It's about asking ourselves, why am I drawn to this kind of dynamic? And what am I hoping to get from this? Sometimes, the answers lead us back to our childhoods, where certain needs weren't met, or where love felt conditional. In my own journey, I had to realize that I had different values and beliefs from my family, and yet I felt this deep need to chase their approval by living by their values instead of honoring my own. It's like I believed if I could just be the version of myself they wanted, I'd finally be worthy of their love. Who knows? Maybe my parents felt the same way about their own families, but weren't aware of it or didn't feel they could express it. What I'm trying to say is, no one is at fault here. We only know what we know, and sometimes those patterns are passed down through generations without us even realizing it. A path to healing. A beautiful practice that has helped me heal is the Hawaiian saying of Ho'oponopono. It means to make things right, to cleanse and restore balance. It's a practice of taking responsibility, not in a way that blames yourself, but in a way that empowers you to change your story. The words are simple but powerful. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. You can use Ho'oponopono to speak to the part of you that has been carrying these old wounds, to acknowledge the little child inside who never felt quite good enough, to apologize for the times you've been too hard on yourself, and to ask for forgiveness, not from others, but from yourself, to express gratitude for all the lessons you've learned, even the painful ones, and to remind yourself that you are worthy of love, exactly as you are. You can be the parent your inner child needed. You can give yourself the approval and love that you spent so long seeking from others. This might mean sitting with your younger self in meditation, visualizing yourself offering them the comfort they never received. Or it might mean speaking to yourself with compassion in those moments when you feel small or unworthy. I had to learn to be the partner and friend to myself that I was trying so hard to find in others. To stop twisting myself into a pretzel just to fit the mold of what society and family expected from me. I believed that being the perfect wife, mother, daughter, sister, and friend would finally make me good enough, but all it did was drain me of my true essence. One of the most important steps in breaking this cycle is to become very aware of your feelings. Pay attention to who you're around when you feel angry, confused, or unsafe, and who you're with when you feel happy, understood, and safe. Those feelings are signposts. They guide you toward what aligns with your spirit and away from what drains you. Start spending more time with people and in places that make you feel light, free, and abundant. It's okay to walk away from situations or relationships that bring up negative feelings. It's okay to set boundaries with those who trigger your old wounds. You're not responsible for fixing anyone else's emotions, but you are responsible for protecting your own. It's also important to have ways to shift your energy when those old feelings start to creep back in. I find it helpful to dance, listen to upbeat music, I love disco, or take a walk outside. Practicing breathing techniques can ground you back in your body when your mind starts to spiral. These small acts of self-care can remind you that you are in control of your energy, even when it feels like the past is trying to pull you back. This is about more than just ending a pattern. It's about changing the ancestral narrative. You have the power to stop passing down the pain and start passing down love and light. No one in our family is at fault for how things have been, but you are aware now, and you have the chance to make a different choice. You can model what it looks like to honor your own needs and live by your values, not someone else's. It's time to break free from the need for approval and the comfort of familiarity. It's time to choose relationships that are based on mutual respect, understanding, and shared values. It's time to choose you, the real, imperfect, and beautifully authentic you. As we close today's episode, I hope you feel empowered to let go of those old, familiar patterns and start choosing relationships that honor who you truly are. Remember, this journey takes time, but every step you take toward healing is a step toward living a more authentic life. You deserve to be surrounded by people who see you, support you, and value you for exactly who you are. If today's episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to leave a review, reach out to me on social media, or share this episode with someone who might need it. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode, where we'll continue exploring what it means to live outside of the good girl box. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for choosing to step into your power. Until next time, keep trusting yourself, loving your inner child, and honoring your truth.